back. Today we're gonna be talking about a short film called Sluga, directed by newcomer Irina Aylarva. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm pretty sure I did. Not only is Sluga directed by her, it's also written, starred, and edited by her. I've known her like 4 years ago, a long time ago. I remember her saying that she wanted to be a writer. She wanted to write scripts, and now she actually made a film from beginning to like an idea put out into the universe to finally seeing like the birth of the baby come to life. And don't forget to check out the Instagram profiles of the actors and the director down in the description box. Here it is, guys, my review over the film Sluga. And stay tuned till after the video where I interview the director and cast of the movie. So we start off this one by meeting Masha. We instantly see something is terribly wrong at home, that she needs to get out. She's trying to leave this situation. We have our antagonist. You know that this guy is up to no good, man. Completely in the opposite sides of the spectrum. You can see that she's fragile. She's hurt. She's trying to run away. And there's just this guy, and that he's just really oppressing her. Every single minute, something's happening in this movie. Something is going on. Instead of just having this couple fighting behind the closed doors and, you know, not knowing what happens, we actually have these two other characters in this film, and they're seeing what's happening. They know that this woman is in trouble and they don't know what to do. I like that they have like real live action responses. It's not like, oh, you know, I'm gonna call police and the police come here like 2 seconds later. Like, no, this is what happens when you're witnessing something that is wrong. That what do? There's a call to action. Do you really take part in it? Do you really stand up and say something, do something? I like that this movie left its audience thinking. It left something in their mind saying like, what would you have done? This ending wasn't really like your average cliche ending. She took action in the time where it was time to either fight or flight. She did it not only for herself, but there were children also in this film. If you add a child to any situation, the stakes of anxiety just go up so much higher, and you're just left with, oh my gosh, it's not only her, but she also has to protect your children from this, I don't want to say monster, from this like bad guy. This film speaks for itself. It's strong. It conveys an incredible message. And thank you for that ending, that you didn't just soften it up for everyone. Every single person who watches this film is gonna leave with that question, like, what would you have done? And just if you were thinking about a film more than a day later, that means it did its job. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. It'll always let you know when my videos are being uploaded. And coming up next are the interviews from director and cast of the film Sluga.
What was challenging? Oh my. Well, the script itself to begin with. So we had to simplify a lot because we had to incorporate, you know, the means with which we had to work, limited resource and all that. But yeah, the evolution I actually enjoyed because I feel that we brought a stronger piece to life than what originally was written. I went with what I knew most about, I guess, and what I saw most of around me. You have something that you're so passionate about that you have to go with it and just follow your gut. So that's what I did. Well, actually, the team decided that the best name for it would be Sluga, which means servant in Russian. The original name I gave it was Diversity Gone Bad. So, but everybody liked that version better, so I went with what the team liked best. Yes, I wanted to, keep a little bit of authenticity and give it that flair, you know, that specific flavor. You know, if I did it in an American accent, I feel it would take that specificity out, and I wanted people to feel exactly what I tried to emphasize with this film. For me, it was just one Russian woman's journey to show what a lot of women go through in this country. Plus for me it was kind of like, you know, this is where I'm from, so I get a chance to bring my own flavor into it, so why not? I want the audience to take from it is, it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to end this way. It doesn't have to come to a tragic end. It doesn't have to escalate. This is just one of the variables that in my creative world that we decided to show it in such a way because, you know, we're actors, we love drama, we like to bring things to the higher, to, you know, heighten the stakes and so forth. But in reality, yeah, we just want to make sure that women know that they have a voice, they can take action, not wait till things get out of hand to where you're forced to an action, an inevitable action, rather than when you have more choices. When a lot of women feel like they don't have any choices, and it's not so. Acting and writing, and I mean all of it, directing, this was a great experience. It gave me the taste for how much fun this whole process is, really. So yeah, I have a couple of ideas that I'm going to start working on. I didn't yet because I was focused on getting this piece of work to life. So now that it's kind of behind me, I can start attacking new projects, for sure.
Now to look out for Irina. Please pronounce your last name because I don't want to butcher it.
Ailarova.
There you go.
Yes.
Look out for her, guys. She's gonna be an amazing director. Already is. Just look out for her future projects.
For me, working with actors and as a teacher, I'm always encouraging them to create their own content. So when and nobody ever really does, very few do, and so when she's like, I created this, I gotta get behind that. Like, I can't say, just leave them out in the cold, especially their first time.
She's in my class, we work together, and so yeah, getting behind her and just being part of the creative process.
For me, yeah, it was just wanting to support Irina, and then it led to this discovery of this beautiful story and this piece. And I love that she had this idea, and we had so much fun improvising, and it just blossomed into this really deep story. And then seeing the end product now, it's like, oh, I'm so happy that I'm a part of this. I think we all are,
It's hard for me because I'm such a nice guy. It's not hard. That side of me I actually have to withhold because I'm just like, I was brought as a guy. You're brought up to suppress your emotions, which then it boils and turns into anger and lashing out instead of talking about things. So for most of my life, that kind of was the guy I was emotionally. I've never done any of that, abused women or anything like that, but to be able to just be nasty like that.
It's a little bit hard for me, like you said. I've lived most of my life really suppressing my emotions. Like you don't speak up, you just kind of keep it straight and narrow. And so it's fun to play and to be able to bring that out and to stand up for your friends.
Plus she gets to yell at me, which she's always wanted to do.
I get to yell, I get to fight back, and
Yeah.
try to get back in the door. The physical stuff is kind of fun,
Yeah.
to be honest.
For me, it wasn't difficult, but what was exciting was when we actually got here in the space, there was something very intimate about how we shot it in this room. It really felt like we were isolated in a spaceship, and it felt like it was this intimate thing. I really felt like the rest of the world went away, the camera, and we were having this dinner, so it made it seem really real. So even when we were outside, I was like, oh, I gotta figure out how to have my reactions to the gunshot and stuff, and I was actually just really feeling the stuff because Brent was so good at it, and Irina was so good, and Chewie was so good. It was just it really felt like I don't have to do that much work because everybody was bringing it.
The trick is casting the right people. If you cast the right people, then the work, is really done. If she would have cast strangers, it would have been harder for them to really connect, but because we're all friends and we know each other, they can easily connect and feel if I'm hurting her to do that. So Irina really picking the right people for the roles, it makes it so much easier for them. We're just living in it. So.
Well, I think the easy answer would be I hate that I didn't stand up for her, but I actually kind of loved that my character was torn in the sense that it's very realistic that he's afraid of this guy, but he's like a coward that he's not standing up for his co-worker's, wife, and he's looking like a coward in front of his own pregnant wife. So I actually kind of love that about my character more than I hate it as a person, but I love that playing that juxtaposition because it's that internal struggle of this isn't good, but it's great to watch because it's flawed, very flawed.
I love that my character really took a stand and tried to stay for her friend, and I did hate that I gave up, but it makes sense with the story, of course. And I think I mostly really loved the fighting outside, and again, like I said, the physicality was a lot of fun.
Chewie just wants to get in a fight.
I've never been in
She wants to start a fight club. She wouldn't be trying to get away if he wasn't abusive, and blaming her for leaving type thing. And then, the whole thing with him is he blames everybody else. He blames him, he blames her, he blames the kid. Like everything's everybody else's fault. So he's like he's a bad guy in that sense. It's weird, but what I love about him is that when you find somebody like that in real life, they love as much as they hate. So the fact that he loves her so much, or the kid so much, that he's willing to go to that extent to protect them from leaving, whether it's under the wrong pretense or whatever, is it's so hot and cold. It goes from one extreme to the other. So what I love about him is that he cares so much. Otherwise he'd just be like, fine, divorce me, leave me the house, you leave the checkbook behind type thing. So underneath all that anger and hate is love. It's just expressed incorrectly. So that's mine.